One Ocean Hub brings together a broad range of collaborators, including community members, scientists, lawyers, artists and decision makers, exploring new and innovative methods to work together on issues affecting the ocean, coastal communities and the planet. Impact can be understood in many different ways, but we see it as the transformation taking place at the local community level, the national or regional levels, and even at the international level.
Well, the hub has impacted, is impacting, and I believe will continue to impact to bring the most vulnerable elements of society. I mean, you're speaking about small-scale fisherfolk. You're speaking about women. You're speaking about the right to their livelihood, to maintain their livelihood.
Of course, had we not had this collaboration or connection with the colleagues from Ghana or the colleagues from South Africa, we would have not probably been able to do a rich contextual profile for our work, which then ultimately defined the Namibian One Ocean Hub research agenda.
I started a project, a community-based research project with a group of fishers on the west coast of South Africa, and they'd actually asked the hub at the outset of the hub if we could assist them in defending their fishing grounds. I was in a position where I was able to work with them to craft their statements about how this was going to impact their right to food, their right to practice their livelihoods, their right to their culture. And I think for me the main impact of our work here was bringing fishers into conversation with scientists very directly. And finally, I think that the big impact was that Judge Tulare of the Cape Town High Court ruled in favour of the small-scale fishers and stopped that seismic survey.
The biggest impact from my perspective, from the fact that we can engage policymakers with the scientific evidence and the social science evidence, and they agree or they accept to the fact that it works. So it won't be instances where fishers have the knowledge, the policy authority will have the knowledge, but in between there's gap. We are closing that gap there, and I think it's a fantastic way of getting things done.
I think there's a lot of areas of impact in the One Ocean Hub, but one of the ones that I'm actually most proud of was a case study I was involved in Allowal Shoal, whereby working in a more interdisciplinary and inclusive team, we were able to redesign one of the marine protected areas where people had been left out. And really what we've been able to do is to shift for much more inclusive and participatory practices that also draw from a much greater diversity of knowledge streams. So working not only with small-scale fishers and traditional leaders, but even traditional healers and artists and social scientists.
First of all, I think it changes the way that people think. It gives them a much broader perspective and understanding the different aspects that go into decisions and challenges in society. So I think that's of great value. I think there are also practical applications where the hub has actually achieved successes in creating change, and again, creating perhaps something of a framework by which future groups can look back and say what worked and what did not work for the hub in trying to make change happen.
Change and transformation take time. One of the biggest impacts of One Ocean Hub has been in influencing and driving processes that are essential for fair and inclusive decision-making, for a healthy ocean, for people, and the planet.